Hello and welcome to Have a Chat. We've been off for a little bit with the break, and I'm just getting back from a trip, so I'm a little bit jet lagged, but I'm here to greet you. Judy Loche, your host for today, with my beautiful co-host, Veronique Arsenault.
Thank you, Judy. So glad to have you back. Now, I would like to mention to our viewers, we did not coordinate our outfits, even though we do matching green today.
We do. We're a little bit late for Irish Fest, I guess.
Yep.
St. Patty's. Welcome, everybody. We have two beautiful guests with us today. One, a first-time guest, Chad Duplessis, Councillor for City of Miramichi, and also a City of Miramichi, the lovely Amanda Craig, who has not joined us before. So we know you quite well. Of course you do as a fellow council member, but for those who don't, Chad, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, as you mentioned, on City Council, I work my 9 to 5 as a community developer with Horizon Health. I got 3 young kids, Camden, Edie, and Calla. I got them right. And they're like 12, 10, and 7. Wow. And don't ask me their birth dates because I always get it wrong. But yeah, and we're busy, and happy to be on today to talk about the total eclipse.
Yep.
And Edie's been on the show before, though.
Edie's been on the show before promoting her theater, and she wants to come back.
Yeah, we're going to have her back in May.
Little superstar.
Yeah, we're going to have her back in May.
Love them all on. How's that? All your kids. Amanda, for those who don't know you, tell us a few things about yourself so people can get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Miramichi. I grew up fishing on the Little Southwest River. And I have 2 little girls myself, 9 and 7. And they take up most of my spare time.
I'm sure.
And they're gorgeous too.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I don't know how parents do it with all of your schedules and everything that goes on. I can't even imagine. So, Amanda, tell us a bit about your role with the Economic Development and Tourism Department with the City of Miramichi. What do you do over there?
So I work as the Tourism Marketing Officer. I oversee all the digital marketing, print marketing, the media that surrounded with tourism. I also oversee the non-traditional and traditional media as far as having influencers come visit the Miramichi, travel writers. So it's a very interesting position.
It must be, and it's especially in this digital age, right, when so much happens online, as we say, and there's so much tourism as well that happens in the Miramichi, so it must keep you quite busy.
We have a great partnership with the province as well, and other destinations that are close to Miramichi, so we work well with them as well.
Love it.
A nice position to have. Sounds interesting. So, Chad, we are in for a treat. A once-in-a-lifetime event is happening right here in Miramichi, well, elsewhere, but in Miramichi. We want to stress that, on April 8th. Tell us about the eclipse, and for those that want information about it, what exactly we can expect and what it is.
Sure. So it's a total solar eclipse, and that means that there'll be about 3.5 minutes during April 8th, around like 4:30, where we'll see the moon will line up and completely kind of shadow the sun. And for those 3.5 minutes, we'll have total darkness in the city. And what excites me is that moment that we all kind of get to stand on this land, this unceded land, and kind of say like, oh, wow, here we are, right? In this moment that like, they say like 1 in every 400 years that a piece of land and the people on it will get to experience a solar eclipse of this nature. And so we're hoping that the clouds stay away.
Yes.
And I know Amanda's got, and her team has a whole lot of things teed up at the city to celebrate this and kind of set the path for it, if you will, as we kind of wait for totality to come, and I just love saying totality.
I know. Like, don't.
The Monday word, totality.
I know.
But it's certainly one of those things that like the universe has selected this little piece of property, and we're one of the few municipalities in Canada that get to experience this eclipse.
I'm glad I get to
totality.
do if it's every 400 years, because
I know.
I could be 100, but I still wouldn't get to see it if it wasn't this time.
Yeah.
On April 8th, that kind of gives me goosebumps to think that we're chosen in that path.
Right?
Yeah. I think, and it's going to be so incredible, right? So it's I think there's one community in Quebec that's going to be a little bit darker than us for a little bit, or not darker, sorry, a little bit, it's going to be dark for a little bit longer, like seconds longer, not that much longer. And then for us, really, here in New Brunswick, we're in that, what they call the path of totality. So we'll be able to actually look at the total eclipse in those moments, only then, without our snazzy viewers, that we've got. So yeah, really exciting and really a once in a lifetime for us.
Yeah, I'm going to
for sure.
cancel my massage that
Yes,
day, and
good
I
idea,
will.
good idea.
I'd rather be there.
Yeah.
Good idea. So Amanda, there is so much planned for that week leading up to, because of course it's going to be very exciting the day of, and we can talk about that as well. But in Miramichi, we do things up real well, and we do them up big. So what's going to happen leading up to that week?
So on April the 3rd, that will be kind of kickstarting it with Brilliant Labs. They have an innovation education gala, and they will be recognizing achievements of educators across Atlantic Canada. So that is a private event, but it is kickstarting the Eclipse events. I have my little
Yes.
cheat sheets here.
There's so much going on, I don't blame you.
And then on April the 4th is the innovation fair that'll take place with Brilliant Labs in partnership with the city of Miramichi and Anglophone North School District as well. It will be taking place at the Miramichi Curling Club, 21 Cove Road, and it will be open to the public between 12 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. for anyone that's interested in coming to check out the projects. There'll be workshops, interactive dark rooms, and light-themed showcases.
And I'm hearing that they're expecting approximately 3,000 students from across the school district, right?
Yes, yes, and outside of our
Right.
school district as well. So
Yeah.
there'll be people and youth coming from all over.
It's so incredible.
So from a tourism perspective, what will this mean for this area?
From a tourism perspective, there's a few different things. First of all, it's just great to get people out after a long winter. I know we did have a good winter, but to get people out and about, and then also, fishing season opens around the 15th, and then we have all our fishermen that are coming in. But it's nice to see the economic impact for the hotels as well. Earlier on in the season, people coming to the restaurants. We have a music festival that's also happening with the downtowns. So there's a few different locations
Nice.
that have music on the 5th and the 6th. And so basically being able to get all these people out to see what's happening, and then hopefully they'll come back in the summer and the fall, take in one of our festivals and events, just get a little taste of Miramichi. And I also wanted to mention the Astronomy East Conference and Trade Show that's going to be happening on the 5th and the 7th, also at the Miramichi Curling Club. And that's kind of getting the word out about astrotourism. That's becoming a big market in the tourism. There's some other partial eclipses that are coming up, some lunar eclipse that will be coming through not only Miramichi but New Brunswick as a whole. So it's to get people aware of what else will be coming our way and cool things to check out with family. And then we also have with the music festival with the downtowns, Three Dog Distillery. Distilling, Apparel Lounge. There'll be music playing at Legion Club 10. New Maritime Beer Company has some great live music coming in as well. And then Mike's Bar and Grill. So if you're looking for more information on that, you can come to the discovermiramichi.com website, and you can see a full list of who all the performers are and more information about that as well. And then that leads into the Illuminate the Night Sky sound and drone show that's taking place at the Miramichi Airport.
That's going to be so cool.
April 6th. Yeah, there are 160 drones that will be going up at the same time to do a huge production, and it's all linked to sound. It's going to be amazing.
Now I know what to do for my sister's birthday,
There you
Colleen.
go. There you go.
We have
There
a
you
date
go.
on April 6th. We're going to do it all.
That's right. And I think I heard that the Astronomy East Trade and Conference Show is the first of its kind in Atlantic Canada.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
That's so cool.
Yes,
So cool.
it's hopefully it'll become an annual event here in Miramichi.
Yeah, we love it.
Just for a second, I have been to various events, like just recently, and one woman that I've met, I still don't know her name, she said, because I watch Have a Chat, I go to all of your events.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
She's been following us and learning from our show what's happening
awesome.
and where. So
Yeah.
this is just another reason for people to say, oh, I didn't even know that was happening, and now I can go to that. So that's why we love the show so much, and our viewers do, get to choose various fun things to do in the Miramichi.
Well, and I think we live here, right? And we're typically very involved in all of those things that happen around the area. So I think we forget really how much happens here. And so it's such an opportunity, I think, to share that with, all of our viewers across the province. And, even we've got viewers across Canada, which is pretty
planning,
cool. Yeah, I know.
by the way.
Yeah.
Full agenda and tight and concise, and you could not be bored.
No,
no one's going to sit at home, I hope, that weekend.
No,
or that week.
Yeah, I actually took the week off so that I could attend all of the things going on.
It's
Yeah.
my birthday week.
Is it yours too?
See?
Yeah, is it yours?
No, my sister's.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be seeing you.
The eclipse was just special for you.
That's I thank you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, Chad, we absolutely look at this from an astronomical perspective, and Astronomy East is going to be here, and there's so much else going on, but there are so many other ways to connect with this eclipse for some of us and all of us. But let's talk about it a little bit from whether it be a spiritual perspective, cultural, astrological. Why is it so important for us to think about all of those aspects in this eclipse happening here?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And it's something that's been on my mind for the last number of years when I kind of realized that this was happening. And I think it's just that. It's people have an instinct to apply meaning to this situation. I was talking with a documentary film crew that's coming down from Quebec to come to Miramichi to not only document the eclipse, but to document local stories of people chit-chatting and kind of creating meaning and applying meaning to this. I was talking the other day to an Indigenous youth, Shaylin, and she's going through this kind of process of reaching out to her elders and seeing, is there traditional teachings around this? We hear kind of teachings of alignment with planet Earth, right? And kind of this moment of okay, let's realign and get aligned with our spirit, align with the nature, and kind of move forward in a different way. And I think, if anything, there's this moment where all of us who often get tied up in kind of issues that divide us, right? Have this moment that we can all be like, we are so tiny, and we are all just looking up at the sky in wonder and kind of amusement almost, and amazement to kind of figure out what's going on and where do we fit in all of this. So I think it's just 3.5 minutes for us to kind of calm down a little bit and take in a moment of astronomical wonder together, and then see what's next.
We're one. At that point, we are all just beings looking at this one
100%.
Amazing thing that's going to happen for us once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, and that's to be honest with you, as you were talking about it, it's something that just struck me that for 3 minutes and a bit, we're all going to be experiencing the same thing, right? And we're all going to be. And for me, it's such an opportunity to just stop and look, right, and to experience it, not. Our lives are busy, there's no question, and there's always something going on. There's always something binging on the phone or whatever. But, for those 3.5-ish minutes, it's an opportunity for us to just take it in.
And it's so cool how, with the partnerships with the district and Brilliant Labs, being able to, put youth at the forefront of this, even from, a marketing strategy, all of our kids are being let out of school that
Very
day
true,
early to go experience this, right? So, there's not one household that's not going to be in the know in terms of what exactly this is. My kids are coming home and educating me on it.
Right.
And again, for a generation, us included, but certainly them, that does look down so much at their phones and everything that has their heads down to look up and kind of take it all in, right?
So total blackness, total.
Apparently, you and us will be able to see the circle around it, but it will be very literally the moon covering the sun.
Okay, so on that note, Amanda, talk to us about how people get to view it. You did touch on it at the airbase and whatnot, but the glasses and to register for anything. Those are so okay. Elton John,
So snazzy.
Singing Total Eclipse of the Sun that day by Bonnie Tyler. We're going to get y'all set up and prepared vocally for that. But no, about the glasses and about what to do, what not to do.
Yes, so the glasses, if you're coming to our event at the Miramichi Airport for the eclipse viewing party, You will need your Eventbrite ticket, and from that we will issue you your glasses for how many are in your vehicle. So you'll get them on site that day. Take a look at them, make sure that there are no rips or tears in them for safety reasons. And for anyone who's not attending our event but still would like to step outside and take a look, you can pick up Eclipse glasses between April the 2nd and April the 5th at City Hall between 8:30 and 4:30. And they will also be available at the Newcastle and Chatham Library as well for pickup.
You have all kinds, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so, and I just want to add to that. So every student in Anglophone North School District will receive a pair at
Yes.
school. So they are already ready to go for that. The other thing, you mentioned the Eventbrite. So for a planning perspective, right, you know, we are expecting thousands of people. So it's not that anybody can't come if you're not registered, but it's really, you know, so we have enough porta potties on site, and we have, you know, we're going to have quite the event there with food trucks and, you know, entertainment. So it's really just to give us an idea of how many people are coming, and, you know, to make sure we have enough viewers and things like that. So it's, yeah, just, you know, take a few moments to register online on Eventbrite, and I am so stinking excited about this.
She has been. She's been talking
I
about
know.
this, and has me so pumped now.
I
And
know.
then once she talks to me about it, I can talk to more people about it, and maybe get my family. My son's home, one from Halifax, one from Moncton. They can all come and get their glasses and be part of it. And like you said, food,
Yeah.
entertainment. It's all happening.
I'm having an Eclipse after party at my house, Judy, if you want to come.
Yes.
Could I wear the glasses and sit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we only have about a minute left. Any last word, thoughts, anything you want to put out there, Chad?
Yeah, can I just read something? There's a social media post floating
Yes.
around
Yeah.
that's gotten a lot of traction, and I mean, I think it really captures. So I'm just quickly read out of it. The gentleman's name's Nathaniel Newell. So he posts, "I have traveled this incredible planet and seen so many wonderful things. The sun rising and setting on every ocean, the polar ice caps and the highest dunes of the most vast deserts, the highest mountains and the widest valleys, and nothing, I mean nothing, compared to experience the solar eclipse in 2017 in a parking lot in Kentucky. I am making plans to see this one again. If you have children and you want them to have incredible memories of their childhood and the things you facilitated for them, drive them to totality. If you yourself just want to be a little more fulfilled in your life, experiences and travels, and are always seeking out new ways to enjoy God's creation, drive to totality."
Well, there we go. We got to cut you off. It's
100%.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Be there, everybody. Thanks, Chad and Amanda. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go too far.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm your host for today's show, Judy Logier. We've been away for a couple due to Family Day, and before that a storm canceled our show, so we're happy to be back. Veronique Arsenault, of course, is with me. Always a pleasure.
Always happy to be with you, and we have amazing guests today.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about our guests.
I
We
know.
just had two fantastic guests on, Chad DePlacey and Amanda Craig, talking about the eclipse, and that's going to be very huge around our city. And now we have two fine gentlemen, one who's joined us before,
Yes.
Paul Flyander, who's also the police chief in the city, wearing a different hat today, joined by his son, Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello.
And they are both here to talk about Special Olympics Miramichi chapter.
Yes.
And they both
Such an
have
active
different roles to
organization.
play in all of this. But first of all, for those who may not know you, we'll start with you, Paul. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So originally from Cape Breton, moved to Miramichi in 1980, and Miramichi is home.
What part
Yeah.
of Cape Breton, by the way?
North Sydney.
Okay, I have relatives in Sydney. We're probably related.
Yeah, you never know.
It's the Maritimes, yes.
So I worked 15 and a half years with the former Blackville Police before coming to Miramichi in 1995, and have been here ever since. So
Thankfully.
Yes.
we lived in Blackville, and it was good for Alex. The school went from kindergarten to grade 12. My
Nice.
wife Carmel taught at the school.
Ah.
So it was kind of a good fit, and our plan was that once Alex finished school, we would move into the city because obviously there's more
Good.
things, including Special Olympics, and that's how we got involved. So besides Alex, Carmel and I have one other son, Grant, who is also a member here on the police force.
Great guy too. Two great sons.
Yeah.
Alex, what about you? We've met, we've chatted a little bit here and there. Veronique knows you a little bit.
Yeah.
For the viewers who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, hi, my name is Alexander, but most people call me Alex. So, I'm 31 years old. I was originally from Blackville. I graduated in Blackville in 2011. And I'm 31 years old, and I have a sister-in-law and a brother, and I have two nephews, Jason Jackson.
Yes.
And I also stayed in school till 2014. And after I was done school, I moved to Miramichi, and I also went to a more services vocational program, and I also started working I go Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I also work 3 mornings a week at Giant Tire, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings.
You're a pretty busy fella.
And volunteers.
Yes.
And your nephews keep you real busy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And they love being nephews too, because I'm sure you're a wonderful uncle to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Paul, how long have you been involved with the Special Olympics? And
Yeah.
you're a board member as well.
Yes. So after we moved to Miramichi, obviously we knew about Special Olympics before we did move into the city, but of course being the distance and traveling. So we got involved once we moved to the city, and so Alex started out, he referees, I'll let him tell the story, but he referees for floor hockey.
Yep.
So at the time, Rick Hayward and Adam Hayward were coaching the floor hockey, and I got involved with them.
Great.
And Rick has since moved on. He was at it for a number of years, so now it's myself and Terry Leggett and Chris Corcoran.
A few laughs there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure.
Oh yes, there is. There is. So, and then in 2018, I became a board member, and that was leading up to the Winter Games, which we hosted here in Miramichi in 2019.
I remember.
Which was a really good event. We had a little over 400 athletes that attended from all over New Brunswick, as well as PEI. And so that was a fun-filled event.
And pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
So the very first time I volunteered in my entire life, I was 6 years old, and it was at the Special
really?
Olympics.
Really?
It was.
Nice.
Good for you.
It was. Yeah, my mom was a teacher, and that was a passion of hers.
Good.
Yeah.
I know, she was so involved with
Oh yeah.
everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Alex, you love sports. What was the first, what age were you when you first started into any sport, and what would that have been? How young were you?
Well, I was still in school. I managed the soccer team, basketball team, and the volleyball team.
Oh wow.
Now, when you were little, though, you started swimming in Blackville, right?
Yeah.
And you were, what, 5 or 6?
Yep.
And so do you swim, still, and do you practice or train still for swimming?
Yes, I do.
That's-
I do my C times for swimming right now.
That's a hard sport. Veronique, you were a swimmer.
I was a competitive swimmer until I was in my 20s. So I think you were.
Wow.
I think you probably could have beaten me in the pool, though. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
So,
I
Alex,
wasn't
you're
that
a
good.
strong swimmer. Like Veronique, if I was struggling, you could jump in and save me, in other words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you won any medals? I probably am assuming that you have in swimming.
Ribbons.
Ribbons,
Okay.
like awards, basically.
Yep.
For I can't even say the word.
Yep,
For
for-
competitive swimming.
Yep. For the 100-meter and the
Wow.
200 and the 50.
Oh my gosh.
What's your favorite? Is it front crawl, breaststroke? Which one's your favorite?
Probably front.
Yeah, that I think that one's my favorite too.
You have to be in really good shape. So you got big biceps, and are you just ripped there, Alex, when you swim? Big shoulders and.
Oh
Because
yeah.
seriously, I admire swimmers so much. I'm an adequate one. That's why I'm a moderate
Yeah.
swimmer.
I love swimming.
I have a pool, and I enjoy looking at it and
Yes,
sitting in it.
and sitting
But
beside
you
it.
make use of it, Alex.
Sitting beside it. Yeah, being in the pool, you know what? You know why I like it so much, Alex? And it's probably a little bit the same for you, is that when I get in the pool, I feel lighter and I feel faster and I know and I have a goal because I know I need to get to the end, right? And
Yeah.
I do that as quick as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a bit the same for you, right?
Yeah.
My goal is not to drown. But no, that's a good sport to be in, and proud of you for winning some medals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice hardware.
Yeah.
Paul, talk to us a bit about which sports make up the Special Olympics and how many athletes do we have here in Miramichi?
Okay. So we have a total of 67 athletes right now.
Oh my goodness.
So it's grown over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
COVID, of course, like everything else,
Yeah.
kind of put a hold on everything. But
Yeah.
since COVID has passed, the numbers have grown. And so some athletes are involved in a number of different sports, like Alex, and some are just, for one sport alone. But so we have altogether in swimming, we have 8 athletes. There's 22 in floor hockey, 48 in bowling. And then there's another group that Darlene Berry looks after, which is a developmental program. So the average age for that group is 7 years old. So that's the youngest group.
Okay.
And that's something that just started a couple of years ago. So they're mainly working on skill set at an early age. So, our hopes are, of course, as they get older, they'll join in on the other sports.
Of course.
But, and we also have bocce. Now, bocce was going pretty good until COVID hit. So both Carmel and I look after that. So our plan is to get that back up and running this year.
Oh, that's so much. There's a lot going on then.
Well, they'll just pop back to the winter games that we hosted here in
Yes.
Miramichi. That was incredible. I took part in. I volunteered a bit, and I think it was either snowshoeing or cross country skiing. I can't remember which. Snowshoeing.
Yeah.
It was so cool because every one of the athletes supported each other, encouraged each other, and never quit.
Yeah.
And it was so cold that day, but never quit. And they were far distances, and it was around the field at Miramichi Valley, and it was just so cool to see. It was one of the best
Great memory,
experiences.
great
Yes, one of the
experience.
best
I
experiences.
guess not to pat ourselves on the back, but I will.
Yeah.
They're
Sure.
still talking about those games.
I
throughout
don't.
the
You know what?
province.
I don't doubt it at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it
Big
at all.
success.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. The community really rallied around, and it was really good.
Nice
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
Alex, again, stop talking to your sports ability as an athlete. You're a great bowler, I hear.
Yeah.
I'm a gutter queen. Like they all go into the
too.
gutter. So you want me on your team again. I'm a loser when it comes to sports. But you, how long have you been bowling? And did you want to touch on the tournament a little bit and all that it's meant for you and the upcoming one? All that stuff about bowling.
Well, I bowl once a week. I get lots of spares and strikes. We bowl from September to the end of March.
Very nice. So you've just been getting, like, it's practice, right? I could practice all day long and still they go in the gutter.
Yeah.
But for you, you started like when you were probably, what, a teenager bowling? 'Cause
Oh,
you're
yeah.
31 now, so, or were you a boy, like in like a younger grade?
Probably grade 1.
Really?
Yep.
So you're good now.
Yep.
Okay, and you've won medals for that too?
Yep.
Holy.
I know.
I
So
gotta hang out with Alex to learn some sports here.
yeah. So you play once a week.
Yep.
Yeah, and you really enjoy that, eh?
Yep.
I'm like Judy though. Mine I'll go in the gutter.
Yeah, I know. They just laugh at me. I
I
wear a
know.
crown that says gutter queen.
So yeah, maybe we should take some lessons from
Sure,
Alex. I
sure.
think that'll be our next thing.
Yep.
So they're just getting ready for a tournament now.
I know.
Provincial tournament will be, when is it, Alex?
April 26th through the 28th over in Ferriton.
You're gonna win it.
I hope so.
That's what you gotta think like it's
That's
gonna
right.
be. I'm gonna get this win and get another medal, and
Yep.
it's exciting, right? To look forward to that every year.
Yeah.
Annual event.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we have a couple of medals here. Where did these ones come from, Alex?
So this is the
The gold one.
the
I
gold.
love that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Okay, we got that
Beautiful.
one.
Oh.
And what was that one for?
That one was for the bowling tournament up in Bathurst.
Okay,
Very
that's a good
nice.
one. Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. Huge.
Oh,
And this
That's-
one is from
That's nice.
I think
Let's have a look.
one of the bowling tournaments.
Yeah. Okay.
Ferriton.
Okay.
looking
Yeah,
one,
that
too.
one
Yep.
from 2023.
Yep.
And then that one.
And that was from the Winter Games 5 years ago.
Yeah,
That's a
from
beautiful
here,
one.
right?
Yeah, from here.
You wear that, your neck would be certainly up in the air, wouldn't it? I'll hear it back for sure. I think I'll start wearing that for my posture.
Sounds good idea. Paul, we talked a bit about floor hockey and such a great game and such a great sport as part of the Olympics, Special Olympics here. So you're the assistant coach. Did you play when you were younger? Or
I
what?
did play hockey.
Did-
yes.
okay, yeah.
Yep, I played hockey, and of course, growing up, we used to play a lot of road hockey.
Right.
And
Car.
some of it was on the street, and a lot of it was in a tennis court.
Okay, yeah.
Which was a great location.
Yeah.
So yeah, always enjoyed hockey.
So now assistant coaching, which is a time-consuming job too to take on, aside from
We
everything
go
else.
once a week.
Yeah.
And so pre-COVID, the Winter Games, the team did win bronze here.
Nice.
And since we got past COVID, we haven't been in any official competitions, but we have lots of games. So they've won every game so far this year. Tonight is the wrap-up. They're playing the correctional guards from Renews.
Exciting.
That's the year-end challenge. So,
Alex is lit up. Look at him. He says, I'm going to hammer this.
So not too long ago, they played the Miramichi Police Force.
Yes, they did.
And who won that one, Alex?
We won.
Of course he did.
Okay, but Veronique, they played the basketball team with City Council.
Yes.
Who won that one?
They did.
What was the score? I just wanted to know the
Oh,
score.
it was like 48-7, I think. It was so bad.
So sorry to humiliate her, but way to go, Alex.
But and it's funny because people said, like, you must have like really just kind of let them win. I'm like, no, we did not. That was the absolute score of that game. We
That's
did
okay.
not, could not have done any better.
Some
than
very
we did.
strong athletes we have here.
Absolutely.
So they
yeah.
play a number of games. So they played the Timberwolves, they played James M. Hill High School, MVHS, of course the police, correctional guards.
Yeah.
So
So
exciting.
they stay busy all year with the
I
games.
guess a huge competition out there.
I know.
But you're winning it. I want to know, I have to get the dirt on the banquet because I'm sure that's the highlight of the bowling tournament, is it not?
Yeah.
For you, it's like a great big celebration.
It
What?
is.
Tell me, is it a dance or like food and a banquet or
yeah,
how?
It's food, dancing, and getting trophies.
And getting
Oh.
trophies.
Yep.
So you plan to do all three.
Yeah.
When's that coming up?
That is going to be held May the 4th.
Okay.
So we have a closing banquet every year.
Wonderful.
And so they have a great time. They look forward to the dance and the music part of it.
Yeah.
And of course, they're all winners. So everyone that participates in sports gets a trophy,
Yep.
Nice.
regardless of where their standings are.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when they go for provincial bowling tournament, they also have a banquet there. And
So
the
it's
big
dress
dance.
up,
Yep.
look your best.
They usually have a theme. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Is there one picked up for this year?
We're just waiting to hear what it is. We're just,
Oh.
yep.
So
getting
Alex,
things
what
lined
do you, of all of that, what's the highlight for you? Is it the dancing? Are you a good dancer to start with?
Oh yeah,
You are?
I'm a good dancer.
So you can bowl, you can swim, you can dance. You're making me feel bad here. I can dance a little bit. I can't
Yeah.
bowl. I can't swim much. And then what? And then so it's a dinner, and then the presentations, and then the dance.
Yeah.
And it's held somewhere different every year, or the same location.
Last year, the Winter Games were in Fredericton, and that's where the bowling tournament is
okay,
again
yeah.
this year.
So wherever it's held, they have the banquet right after at that
Exactly.
facility.
Yep.
We only have a couple of minutes left.
So Alex, I have one last question for you. So there's another tournament though. There's a swimming tournament, swim meet in May.
Right.
Tell us a bit about that one.
So we are getting ready for it right now. So we are currently doing our sea times right now, and our swim tournament's going to be held in St. John in May.
Oh, that's exciting. You're on the road quite a bit, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
But does that mean now, we know you're a strong swimmer, but competitive wise, so it's coming up and it's a big one, you have to practice more. You have to swim more and do more every day to enhance your skills.
Yeah.
So you have to rev up the practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Any final parting words before we go and leave you fine gentlemen to do your thing?
Well, I guess just from the Special Olympics, the board portion of it, we'd like to thank the community. They're always very, very supportive. The Guns and Hoses, we just had that game.
Fun.
That was
And,
fun.
that was fun, and everyone's a winner, regardless of
right.
who wins the game.
Yeah.
The athletes are the biggest winners, of course, because any
Absolutely.
financial donations were made to them. Plus, this year they incorporated the food bank.
Yeah.
And but the community has always been very supportive, which we're very appreciative of. And you know, they have a special spot for the athletes. So.
And also great audience participation.
Yes.
Yes.
Cheerleaders. All those cute girls saying, "Go Alex, go!" Right? So we wish you all the best with all of this. And you know, when you go into something and you're skilled, it's you know, it's to win, but basically it's to have fun. Like your father said, it's all about winning. In the way that you're having a great time. You're always gonna, you know, have success when you go in with that attitude.
Can't wait to see more medals next time.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing your medals. Thank you for being involved totally. And Alex, good luck in all of your endeavors, okay, with all of
Yes.
this.
Thank you
We
for
are
having
so
us.
pleased to have had Paul Fyander, his son Alex, and of course Veronique and I are going to be right back with more guests, and so tune in very shortly. Hello, thank you for coming back for more Have a Chat. It's always our pleasure on Monday here in Miramichi to have our co-host and I do the show. I'm hosting for today, Judy Loge, again with the lovely Veronique Arsenault. I'm a little bit jet lagged. I just got back yesterday from Las Vegas after 10 days, so I'm on a 4-hour time change. So if I'm stupid today, that's why. But
we could just have a nap.
we could have a nap, but I'm well aware that the viewers want to hear about our next two guests. Lauren, you're not a second-time guest. You are a second-time guest, right? Yeah, and Betty Jo. So we have Betty Jo Tozer and her daughter Lauren, and they're here to represent the Special Olympics Miramichi chapter. Betty Jo is on the board of directors, and Lauren is an athlete.
Yes.
I can't say I am, but
No,
we'll welcome one.
We have so many great athletes today.
Yes,
on
we
the
do.
show.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Betty Jo.
Sure. My name's Betty Jo Tozer. I've been married to my husband Brad for 30 years. We have 3 adult children now.
How does that happen, eh?
I don't know where.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it goes so fast. Professionally, I'm a compensation advisor with PSPC and a bookkeeper for my husband's family
Okay.
construction company. We've been active hockey volunteers for almost 25 years
I
now.
know.
Yeah, and I coached high school girls volleyball for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So we spend a lot of time doing that. Personally, I enjoy traveling when we can, camping, and a good book is nice to
Yes.
relax
Yes.
when there's time for
Yes.
sure. So
Busy lady.
yeah,
I don't know how
busy.
you have the time, though.
Right. Yeah.
And what about you, beautiful?
Hi, I am Lauren Tosa. I'm 27 years old and I live in Linton. I have 2 brothers. Their names are Travis and Don. I love doing my diamond paintings and coloring mandalas and listen to country music. Love going camping with my family and playing games with my parents. I work at 1809 West London Bar. As a rod, I have been working there for 7 years.
7 years.
I think of you as a little girl and you're all grown up.
I didn't realize you had been there that long, Lauren. You always give us such great service when you see us
does.
and everything, so I didn't realize it was that long.
Yes.
And diamond painting is intriguing for me because I've just started to see how
Yeah.
beautiful it is. So you just have started that or you've been doing that for a while?
I've been doing that for a while.
I
and
love it. It's
There's a
beautiful.
lot of them.
So you're
Yeah.
gifted, like creative. You're a creative person.
Yes.
A lot of things going on, Lauren.
I know.
Yeah.
Betty Jo, talk to us about the Special Olympics, especially the Miramichi.
This is Monday and we're allowed to talk funny.
The Miramichi chapter.
Sure.
It's one of those days where the tongue doesn't always work. But
okay.
so what are some of those really special things that you want to share with the community?
There's so much that's special, really. For us, we got involved after Lauren was out of high school. We just found that there was just she was lacking relationships, right? She was lacking socially more than anything. As much as she's busy and we try to do a lot of things, our household can sometimes be quiet and. It's hard sometimes to find or to have a peer group. So that's what we were looking for when we went looking for Special Olympics out of high school. So it was 2018, I think, that Lauren had started. It was just previous to the Winter Games that Paul had talked about. So Lauren had started that fall and started bowling initially. Bowling and swimming, I think, were the first two sports that she started. But it's a wonderful community of its own, right, within a community. And it's about so many things more than the sports, really. You know, it is the relationships, it is the support aspect of things, it is sitting with other parents who are where you are or know where you've been. That is unlike, you can't find that in another group.
No.
Right? So that's what it is for us.
That's
Right.
good. And again, like the only girl in the family too, like you said, home, it would be quiet because there's no girls your age, you have brothers.
Right.
So you have your mom, which is great. You know, now one other female helps. I'm all male in my house.
Yeah.
So,
Mine too, but mine are dogs.
yeah, exactly. So Lauren, World Down Syndrome Day just took place. And what was the theme this year? Or what is it?
World Down Syndrome Day is on March 21st
Yeah.
every year. The theme for 2024 was in the stereotypes.
And the stereotypes.
I love it. And I agree with that. I would have picked that theme myself.
Well, and there's an amazing video actually circulating right now about it, obviously based on that theme and making assumptions, right?
Yes.
And it's really remarkable when you watch the video because it's, you know, you assume that I can't have a margarita, so I don't have a margarita. Whereas, you know, if we stop those stereotypes and assumptions, we can realize that everybody's got so much world to give, right?
Yeah.
And so much to put into this world, which is amazing. So, Betty Jo, talk to us about that theme, about ending those stereotypes and what that means.
Yeah, it means so much, and I love that campaign too. When I saw that video, I saw that video online, and it was so well done. It's a little controversial in our world, so some of the groups that I'm a part of, there's been some debate because they did talk about her having a margarita, right? And they talked about her what else was that, Lauren? Do you remember?
I didn't see
what
it.
else she did. You'll have to look for it because it's so well done. It was her having a margarita. She swore. She said a really bad word.
Which, you know,
Which
we
is
don't,
humish.
yeah,
right.
Sometimes,
She, the actress even is, you know, probably late 20s. You know, it talked about sex. She talked about these things. So, you know, there are some people that even from the disability community or from the Down syndrome world saying, you know, is that what we want to be portrayed, or is that what we want our goals to be? Is that what we should want for our children? And that isn't the point.
No.
The point really is, you know, don't assume that I don't want to have. Lauren will go somewhere, you know, for dinner, and it's okay if she orders a drink to have a cooler if we're sitting around and we're adults. Right? She's an adult.
Right.
So that's totally fine.
I get it.
You know?
I think sometimes, you know, just from a marketing perspective, sometimes we use those really controversial statements or subjects to get people talking. So it's not maybe necessarily,
100%.
you know,
To upset people.
where we're pushing everybody, but really just to start that conversation that
Absolutely.
we make all of those assumptions about people in general.
I know.
And so, you know, I think it's, and I'm not to put in, you know, I'm not in that world, but just I think sometimes it just makes us talk.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, and it makes you think. You know, so Lauren did for World Down Syndrome Day, she did do a little bit of she did an introduction video of, you know, she introduced herself as having Down syndrome and said, of course you assume I can't. And then we had put a few pictures on it, I'm not sure if you've seen, but we just included some pictures of some of the really big things she has done, and that wasn't done by us in any kind of a boastful way of saying, oh, you know, Lauren has accomplished so much, which she has, but it was more of I come to it from a place of I would love for its representation. So I want somebody with a little girl with Down syndrome to look at the post of Lauren and what she's accomplished, and know that it may be possible for their daughter to do the things that she has done. You know, that representation and seeing those possibilities, because we hear so much about what can't happen or what isn't going to happen or what they're not going to be able to do. So to see the other side of that and see what other people have done, it's just encouraging, and that's where we come at it from, is we want to represent the possibilities.
And no limitations.
No limitations.
I love that totally.
Yeah.
Lauren, so what does your mom describe what it means to her? What does a World Down Syndrome Day mean for you? Like that's a big thing all around the world celebrating Down Syndrome Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
We always make cookies with blue and yellow mini eggs
Yummy.
to represent World Down Syndrome Day. We use 3 eggs for the 3 number 21 chromosomes
Okay.
Okay.
that make people have Down syndrome. We also wear crazy colored or mismatched socks.
Aww.
And I also ask people to send me pieces of the socks. I love to see them. It makes me feel special that people do that for me.
But you also do something special. Don't you not just make the cookies, but you take them to people?
Yes.
You deliver them to neighbors or community people?
I have I will make a list on my phone, and I decide which ones I want to go to first.
We're not on it. We didn't make the cut for the cookies.
That's not always true.
Aw.
The list is always too long
Yes.
to deliver to in one
I'll
day.
come get
So
them.
we don't want people to feel bad that thinking that they're not on the list.
No, we're
because
joking.
She, but her list is always very long.
That's so nice when people get to
Yeah.
try your cookies and you make them with your mom
Yes.
in
Yeah.
the kitchen. You must start pretty early doing that, or the night before, or
night
the few days before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the night before we usually make them, and
When
Yeah.
did that start, that tradition?
it started in 2019. In 2019, in the city, we had the first flag raising for
Right.
World Down Syndrome Day, and Lauren had done a
Yes.
speech that year, and that was the first year that we made the cookies. So then the following year was 2020, right?
Right.
March 21st.
Right.
Yeah.
So nobody
Right.
we couldn't go anywhere and deliver
Right.
cookies. So what we ended up deciding that day, because Lauren loved it and loved the idea, we made cookies that day and we put them in our mailbox with hand sanitizer
nice.
and wipes, and we
Yeah.
put on Facebook that there were cookies in the mailbox.
That is
And
cool.
people started driving by and doing drive-by pickups.
Wow,
And what
there
did you
now.
do, Lauren?
I stay on the left seat and I'll be washing paper.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
That's a
Well, that
great
is a
idea.
great idea. Very creative.
Yeah.
I think all you've done should be recognized. I mean, seriously, you've probably done more in 1 year than a lot of people do in 1 week.
Yes.
You just keep going and going. You're working, you're volunteering, you're with you're athlete with the Special Olympics Miramichi chapter. Very unique. It's impressive.
I know. So now, Lauren, just like Judy and I, you have some really great goals, and you set those for yourself,
Yes.
and then you work to get out and achieve them.
Yeah.
What have some of those goals been?
She's got quite the list, I'm sure.
She does.
I like to set goals for myself to work on. The biggest goal I have accomplished is getting my driver's permit and learning to drive in parking lots.
Ooh, that's
Just drive
exciting.
on the road.
No, but it's still so nice to be able to drive, right? We know the feeling.
Absolutely.
It's
Yes.
wonderful.
What
else
a
have you
goal.
done?
That's amazing.
I have also climbed Mount Carlton.
Ooh.
Climbed Mount
I have
Carlton
not
in
done
2020. Yeah.
Good.
And learned to play the piano.
Ooh. I am not creative. Okay. Yep.
And last year, I got a new bike and learned to ride. I do love to ride my bike up and down my driveway. I haven't set a new goal for this year yet.
Okay.
No goal for this year yet.
Let's think about it.
I'm still thinking about it.
Good.
Salsa dancing. or
shake
did you ever
it.
think about yoga? Because that's a beautiful one. Like you get to go with other women. and
Yes.
It's just nice and relaxing, and it's toning, and I find, like, I was doing it for a while and it kind of bothered my arm, but I absolutely loved yoga. It's a meditation time as well.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yes.
I was going to ask you another question. Have you not modeled before in shows that I've been in, or MC'd, or Veronique has been in, or?
I have been modeling. I did like the callbacks.
Okay.
That was for a, she auditioned for a movie a few years ago.
What?
Yeah, and she had a couple of callbacks, but she did end up getting the part, but that was fine. But you did some modeling and some fashion shows locally, yeah?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
And you were
the
good at it
Special
too.
Olympics one, and then you
Yeah.
did one in Sunny Corner as well.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
sure
Yeah.
is.
So the Special Olympics has an incredible chapter here, and so Betty Jo, you're one of the board members,
I am.
and what events do you tend to help out with the most?
Yeah, I do a lot on the side. I don't have the I don't do a specific sport.
Okay.
Every week I'm not coaching that, so I am a board member. I tend to lean towards trying to advance the social aspect of things. So I like the extracurricular events. I like the outside the normal, weekly activities. I like the year-end event. We're starting to plan the year-end banquet and really getting the athletes involved in it instead of just having them come and be presented everything and just be in the audience. We want to get them presenting this year. We want to get them kind of see who we can get to maybe MC or make introductions and do those things. Last year's theme for World Down Syndrome Day was with us, not for us. And that kind of leads to, my beliefs with raising Lauren and what we've done with her is, you have to help them out, meet them where they're at, but allow them to do the parts and the pieces that they can on their own. So that's what, that's where
Your niche
that's
is.
what I like. Yeah.
That's what you like.
Absolutely.
We're almost out of time. Lauren, just tell us before we go and break and say goodbye, what a couple of your very favorite sports are.
I have couple.
Yes.
I do swimming, bowling, basketball, and track and field.
And which would you say you're best at?
I say bowling.
Bowling. So you would wall up the guy that was just on then, Alex.
Well, definitely us.
Yeah, but have you won medals yourself
Yes, I have.
in all of those sports?
Yes, except for basketball.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I'm really
amazing.
pleased to hear all this stuff happening
I
with the
know.
Special Olympics chapter Miramichi. You've been wonderful guests. Veronique and I wish you all a good week and thank you for tuning in to Have a Chat. Bless you all. Take care.